The Republican Study Committee, RSC, has released a fact sheet exposing what Democrats are hoping the public won't find out about in President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. Representative Jim Banks, the chairman of the RSC, revealed that only 1% of the $1.9 trillion will go towards vaccines, and only 5% overall of this entire package is geared towards public health efforts directly related to the pandemic. So let's summarize the RSC's findings. First, Democrats include items of special interest and other liberal goodies in the proposal. Banks said Biden's bill is a bailout full of kickbacks to Democrats' special interest groups that give them power, such as $10 million to every labor union, bailouts to Planned Parenthood, and stimulus grants to illegal immigrant families. The EPA environmental justice grants is as high as $50 million. Banks said if that's not bad enough, Nancy Pelosi plugged in a $200 million earmark for an underground tunnel in San Francisco for Silicon Valley employees. Second, Biden's bill seems to encourage school closures. The RSC pointed out that the bill provides $130 billion on top of the $110 billion already given to schools, even if they remained closed. Plus, the bill gives labor unions, including those teacher unions fighting against school reopening, access to the Paycheck Protection Program, funding worth of up to $10 million per union. Third, the stimulus bill will increase the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. The RSC went on to assert that the federal minimum wage of $15 per hour is job-killing, and 1.4 million jobs will be lost. Biden's $15 minimum wage would substantially raise the cost of labor at a time when businesses are already struggling to pay their employees and keep the lights on. Small businesses with thin margins will be forced to pass the cost onto consumers that will inevitably take their businesses elsewhere, leading to further loss of revenue and layoffs. Businesses that have temporarily shut down may decide not to reopen at all in the face of this $15 minimum wage increase. While the drastic increase in labor costs would be a bad idea in normal times, the impact would be even worse during a pandemic that has ravaged American small businesses. Yelp data shows that 60% of businesses' closures from the pandemic are now permanent. Fourth, new budget buster. The RSC said that more than $1 trillion from previous stimulus packages remains unspent, while Democrats push Biden's $1.9 trillion budget buster. Fifth, the bill is soft on China. It allows funding to go to colleges and universities that have partnerships with Confucius Institutes and with companies owned or controlled by Communist China. Now, the Confucius Institutes set up by Chinese Communist parties are in name only. They do not promote traditional Chinese culture like Confucianism as the Institute's name implies. They are in fact an espionage and propaganda tool embedded in U.S. academic institutions. House Republican Whip Steve Scalise has recommended a no vote for the $1.9 trillion relief bill. He said Republicans insist that we must safely reopen schools, reopen the economy, and speed up vaccine distribution, and effectively spend the remaining $1 trillion from the previous COVID packages. The House Budget Committee voted on February 22nd to advance the $1.9 trillion relief bill to a full House vote.